In San Diego, thousands of commuters travel to and from the city every day. Being a Southern Californian city, driving culture in San Diego is pervasive. While they're not quite as awful as those in Los Angeles, freeways in San Diego are frequently packed with traffic in and out of the city. Since 1998, solo drivers have been given the option to pay an extra toll to use express lanes on some freeways, completely bypassing commuter traffic.
I take a bus from Point Loma to here, and it takes about an hour and 20 minutes to get from there to here, whereas if I drove myself, it'd be maybe 15 minutes.
I take public transportation every day to here in North Park from University Heights. It's really close. It's only about a 20-minute bus ride, but I have to transfer buses, which is kind of weird, even though it's a really short ride. But I've just recently started taking the bus every day. So far, not many complications except for waiting for the bus.
Despite what some may think, driving isn't the only mode of transportation in San Diego. The San Diego Metropolitan Transit System, or MTS, dates back to the 1880s when horse-drawn streetcars traversed the streets downtown. Currently, the MTS consists of a light rail line known as the trolley, along with several bus services. The trolley has 3 lines that span about a 20-mile radius and is the 4th busiest light rail service in the US. Just because riders use the system, however, doesn't necessarily mean they're satisfied with its efficiency.
I ride the bus most mornings with a female friend, and she's always talking about how uncomfortable she is on public transportation.
It could definitely get people places quicker. It's kind of slow, in my experience.
I guess buses sometimes feel pretty rickety, you hit a bump and it feels like there was an earthquake.
I think San Francisco has a lot better public transportation than San Diego. Like the BART, they have an underground train, kind of like a subway, and it gets you places a lot faster.
Where good routes are, it is effective, but overall the network is not that great, not as frequent as it should be. In cities where most people are riding transit, we could look towards that as a model. We have a trolley line that is very effective from, say, downtown all the way to the border. That's an important route. And building on improved transportation, we're taking the bus to the next level and delivering a better product in the way of bus rapid transit.
Some companies have been attempting to fix these issues that urban areas have with public transit. In late 2017, electric scooter and bike sharing systems appeared in cities like LA and San Francisco. These systems involve bikes or scooters left sporadically around a service area, which users can rent on a minute-by-minute basis from their smartphone. When users are finished with the bike or scooter, they leave it right where they got off.
I think when it comes to transportation, it's important that private and public companies maximize each other's interests. I think it's cool to have all modes of transportation at your hands. As I'm going around, say I'm feeling tired, I can drop on an Uber, or I need to get across town. I know which route will take me there on the bus. So I think it's great. That's really what multimodal transportation is all about.
These systems haven't entirely been well received by the public.
The bikes sort of appeared out of nowhere, the bikes that you can rent. They're just there someday overnight. The scooters look really fun to ride.
I feel like there should definitely be a regulation of where you should put the scooters. Imagine somebody just leaving it out in the street, which I've seen before actually.
I don't know, they're a lot smaller than the bikes. I feel like the bikes are a little bit more I know people have gotten annoyed with bikes everywhere.
I think the issues that have been raised about dockless transportation are sort of far and few between, and it's a bit dramatized. I think overall we're seeing a major transformation where you can actually see that San Diego is taking on multi-modes of transportation and that biking is happening. It's just so relevant when you see groups of people riding on dockless bikes. And if you look into the numbers, something within the first 2 weeks, Lime Bike reported 50,000 rides. That's a major transformation, and that's reasons why we will be able to get towards these policy goals in mind of people not using their car as much. So all in all, it's really getting us in the right direction.
Concerns have been raised about the system's risk of vandalism, negligence of safety, and not receiving government licensing. Just as Uber received backlash from city officials when it became popular, local governments took legal action against companies like Bird and Lime Bike. In April 2018, both companies ceased operations in Austin, Texas, due to changes in city regulations. The city of Santa Monica filed a lawsuit with Bird for operating a rental company without a license in February of the same year, which was settled for $300,000. So what is the solution here?
Driving, definitely, in San Diego is the best form of transportation.
The connection to transit needs to be enhanced. So if we want to roll out great trolley and bus, we need to showcase dedication to multimodal opportunities.
We haven't seemed to come to a consensus about this quite yet, but it's up to us as a society to figure out the answer.